Hello everybody out there and welcome to episode 96. 4 more episodes until 100 of the Indie Comic Book Review, and as we mentioned, the Indie Review is immune to any of the changes going on this channel until episode 100, so we still have 4 more weeks of the Indie Comic Book Review after this one. Once that happens, we will be moving the indie books into the World's Finest Reviews, and the recap will involve all the books we've read, from indies down to Big 2, or up to Big 2. So all the indie books we review, whether it be on this channel or on Frontline, will still be discussed, or recapped at least, at the end of the week on the comic book recap. We will try to share books on both Frontline and this channel, so we have the World's Finest here and the Frontline reviews there, and mix mash them. So this way, no repeat reviews and no worries about missing out on any reviews on this channel. Anyway, we had a lot of books this week, which was the week of
August 5th, 2015, the first week of August. And mostly, surprisingly, if not surprisingly, they're all mine, basically.
Well, if you think about
Except
it, though...
the other two.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, most of the Big 2 books, though, are mine. So we kind of...
Well, the 3 physical books we have here are mine.
Right. And then we have 17 digital.
Yeah, yours you got 2 and I got 15. Yeah, 15.
So
that's a lot of books.
But I have a lot of Big 2 books, so it kind of
interchanges.
Yeah, we even
so
out.
You know, but yeah. But without further ado, let's get into the physical books first. Starting with IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Color Classics
Volume 3, Part 6. Yeah, Part 6 of 13, The City at War. And basically, this book just it goes to 3 point of views as always. It first goes to April's side of the story.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You have Cowrie, who shows up at the very beginning of the issue, but we don't see much of her. Yeah. Casey and his girlfriend, I forgot her name. Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Yeah, he asked her to marry him. Yeah, April's dating. It doesn't work out. The Turtles are trying to finish off.
And then Splinter, as we saw, that he was crippled. He has voices from this person.
And the Rat King makes his appearance also.
But that doesn't appear until the end.
I'm sorry, I just read Volume 5. So.
And you could see that the Turtles, Leonardo, he wants to do some training, and the 3 really don't want to. Raphael, he steps into this dog pee or something like that, and then he's just saying, I should have stayed home and just forget it. And then he gets attacked by, it looks like...
one of the heads of the Foot Clan.
Oh, it is the head, yeah. I love the artwork. It's, really amazing. And the Turtles come to help, and they feel that they've met him before, and then he winds up killing himself, basically.
I forgot what the term is for... it'll be mentioned later on in the series.
Yeah. And then also here is the appearance debut of the Rat King for that. So this was a pretty good issue, or excellent issue actually, and I really enjoyed reading this.
I believe this is the halfway point for City at War. This
yeah,
is
it's part 6 of 13.
Right. Oh no, then it's not.
Yeah,
but
and this
sort of half.
Yeah, I believe this is the cutting point of Volume 3 collection.
I believe this is the last issue that was in Volume 4, going into 5. Yeah, I believe, unless it's the next issue. I don't remember for sure.
Yeah. And we got 2 Zenescope books, starting with Patrick Shan's Robin Hood, issue number 13. Robin Hood and Lisa Van Helsing both team up with each other, which I thought was really awesome. And it talks about this vampire who's just, going around. And it's trending on Twitter of, it's he thinks of himself as an artist, basically, when he does all these killings and stuff like that. And I want to show a good page. We do see Hades make a little bit of an appearance. So
well, isn't he dating Lisa?
Who?
Van Helsing. Isn't he dating Van Helsing?
He's dating Lisa Van Helsing, yeah. After the whole thing what happened with Dracula and all that. So they both go into to see about Exanta if she's around, to ask some questions about that. While Marion and her date do Sydney, I think, do this whole thing about trying to get Avella back because they're trying to keep in communications with her, and You know, it's a big all-out fight scene that, I mean, Robin Hood and Lisa Van Helsing really are a great team. And then it turns out that the bar owner isn't who we thought he was. Like, he basically was a backstabber. And, well, after the issue keeps on going, things don't look so good for good old Robin Hood and Lisa Van Helsing, because they get caught in a trap, sort of. But this was really exciting. I want to leave out a lot of stuff, though, because you guys have definitely got to pick this up. Patrick Shan, he delivers each and every time I read a Robin Hood book, and I highly recommend you guys definitely pick this up. Really great stuff. And also that came out this week was the Realm War, Age of Darkness, issue number 11 of 12. One more issue left. The penultimate issue. Yeah, there's only one more issue left, and that ends Realm War. And I can't actually believe it will be almost 1 year. And in this one, we get a little bit of the Dark Queen, who gets more possession of both Robin Hood and Hercules. Pain Hercules, that is. And we have Sela and Frost, who are more like, you know, like being more like friends and stuff like that. I want to show like a good page. Yeah, like this is a good page. And the Dark One is making plans about how to get into the base where there's all the armies and stuff like that. So he gets through them, and that's the easy part, they said. But it's not going to get, you know, because when they say it's way too easy, well, yeah, they were right. This is way too easy, because there's the Dark Queen with her group, and there's Sela with her group, and it's just an all-out brawl. And I'm just saying, is there going to be one page where I see the Dark Queen get it? We get a little bit of Helios, of what Red Riding Hood does to Helios. And the outcome of that, you got to see how the outcome came to that, because it was just really something else. And that makes me want to know exactly what happens in the last issue. This was really great. I hope the Dark Queen just gets it next issue.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
I'm waiting. Between the head, Zenescope. I want to see it go between her eyes and the head.
It's already planned and finished, you know.
I know. I'm just saying.
All right, let's beat into some of these digital books. We've got 17 of those. Yep. Big Trouble in Little China, issue number 14.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically Jack going through the whole phase of he's in 2015, and he's trying to figure out, you know, what's going on since he's been gone.
I do not like this new art style.
Actually, it was kind of okay. I got a little bit used to it. Probably because you know, but the other issues, you were right, they were good. And we get a little bit about the 5 heroes. They're called, well, I think Alpha something. Like, yeah, I'll show here. And we get a little bit of an introduction of them and who they are. And they were looking for Jack Burden, because, you know, he was this legend who was in this coma, because he was known as the 80s person that woke up in the year of 2015. And he wants to just try to get back to, you know, the year that he's supposed to be in, because he's not used to, like, cell phones and all this new technology stuff. So I know it's funny, some of them, because he's just a little confused, and one of his friends wants to team up with him just like the good old days. And, you know, he tells them that, of course, that they were going to team up with each other, just like the old days. So when he goes back...
It looks like there's still a sketch mark from the face.
Yeah, there's a story a little bit behind that, actually. I think it was explained in the last issue of this. So he goes back in the coma, and it's actually a trick, because when he gets in the coma, his daughter actually takes him to the place where, remember in the last issue where that guy had his truck? She sends him to the guy that has the truck, and the last collection he needed was just Jack Burden himself, with the 3 girls that are his assistants. And as he wakes up from this, he just breaks out of there, and I think he's in a whole other different dimension, and we technically will find out more as the issue will continue. So Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the group name was because they did mention it. I think they're called Alpha something or whatever it was, but it's a really great issue. You get a little bit more about the group that was looking for Jack, not to kill him, just to bring him all that stuff. Well, people were looking for him. Alright, UFOlogy, number 4 of 6, is the next one. And in this book, it was a little bit more about Malcolm, who was trying to show her, his friend, the one with the mark on her side, about these aliens that she's seeing. Like, she could see them, but he really can't. So it's kind of like an illusion, so to say. So what he's trying to do is just trying to tell her to just imagine herself in the forest, so that way she doesn't get that much scared of anything. And it's basically just to help her out, so to say. Then we get a little bit of Malcolm's father, who is like this radio show host that does all these stuffs about everything. You'll definitely have to read the book to find out that. And I like how it goes back and forth to his story as a child and then going to the present day, because it all makes sense about how he's into this whole mumble jumble stuff. And I'm trying to remember what her name is. When she gets into this book that has like all these alien languages, there's lots of stuff that gets in her head, along with this syndrome that one of the doctors found out about that could be extremely dangerous. I believe that's the girl's father, or something like that. No, it's not the girl's father.
No, it's the boy's father.
Yeah, it's the boy's father, Malcolm. Yeah. So yeah, it's very twisted. Becky. Thank you, Becky. Is her name, and she goes through the rings of hell in this issue, and then at the last page of this issue, we get a unexpected visitor. Yeah, to be continued. Really great stuff. Only 2 more issues until the first story arc or story of that will be done. Really great. And this one you said you didn't like very much.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I didn't finish reading it.
Oh, you didn't
Adam,
finish reading?
I guess volume 3, issue number 1.
Oh, I put Adam 3. Because I thought it was...
It says chapter 1 and 2.
Oh. Yeah, there were 2 chapters in this. And what this story is about is that Adam is this... he reminds me of Tarzan, so to say. But he has these 2 things that are on his arms that basically help him out with... fighting and stuff like that. He calls it a Beo, I think. B-E-O? Beo? Yeah, and it controls his mind of, like, doing things or whatnot, or things to do and things
talking
not
to animals.
And talking to animals, like Tarzan. And he helps out this bear who was just going rampant on one of the animals, so he tries to calm him down. And the artwork's great, by the way. I really like the artwork. And then chapter 2... gets a little bit more serious where...
more alien, if you ask me.
Yeah, and then he goes back to his wife, who's expecting to have twins, and one of his kids is not really too happy about that, and he's really a brat, this kid. I have to say that much, and, he's just trying to, calm down. His wife's trying to calm him down with all this, of what's going on. And he actually appears in the last page of this issue with the son, so,
Issue 2 will probably have chapters 3 and 4.
Yeah. It's cool that they have 2 chapters in one book, and I really liked it,
I think it looks awesome. I just have to finish reading it.
Oh, I didn't know if you read it or not. I thought...
I had to finish reading it.
Oh, my mistake. Okay.
Barbed Wire, Volume 2, Issue 2.
Okay. And then Barbed Wire, like... It talks about this woman who says, like, there's life. And what is life? Because she's been through the past where things didn't really go her way. And then we get this other guy who comes in. I forgot what his name was. It was like a really long name, probably. But, yeah. He tries to help her out a little bit. And it's just chaotic all over the city. Like, there's just, like, lots of... fights and stuff, and more of talking. And one of the characters,
a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, and one of the characters looked familiar, and I don't know where I've seen that character before, but the one with the hood in the beginning. But we get a little bit more about her and where her next move's going to be, of what she's going to do, because everything's just chaotic of what's going on. And she wants to find out why all this is happening, if that makes sense. But it was pretty okay. I'll definitely check out the next issue to see how it goes.
Now this, I had to do. I had to get this because
this one, yeah.
This damn band.
Yeah, that's the
issue
name of the
number
book.
1.
Yeah, this is all about my favorite genre, just rock and roll, where there's these bands that get together and they're trying to set a record. And there's these mushrooms called shrooms that are a little bit of a drug thing. It was related a little bit to drugs, I will say that much. And the artwork was a little
Sex,
bit
drug, and rock and roll.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that. That's part of the rock and roll genre. But it talked more about the shrooms, though. Because the shrooms made you, like, do things that you wouldn't actually do before. And it talks a little bit about that. And they've just been taking lots of those, and way too many, that gets them into going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in one issue. And then there's this one person that's their biggest fan that comes in, and we don't know who this person is, probably the devil, so to say, because it says, quote, no, at the bottom, that when you said worship the devil, I heard speech marks. So it could be that, because they're known to do that when it comes to rock and roll books. But I really liked it. I really thought that it was an enjoyable book, and I'll definitely get the next issue. This one I got a lot to say about.
The
Eltingville Club number 2. Okay.
Eltingville Club.
This
is the final issue.
Oh, it is the final issue.
Because it says the end.
This book was so much dialogue. Like
I wish we could take a picture and show everybody. I mean, it's.
I mean,
every page looks like a freaking. Yeah. You might as well be reading a graphic novel.
Yeah, but I know exactly.
Not a graphic novel. What do you call it? A book.
Yeah, but I could tell you and sum it up. Basically, he goes to the comic convention, and he sees these two guys who he's familiar with, and I'm sure we were familiar with them in the last issue. And they're just talking about the convention, and there's this girl that comes along who is one of the guy's friends that he thought was cool before, but then now with this girlfriend, he thought that he changed everything. And it's a lot of swearing. It is a swearing book, also. And it was just all over the place. I just had to just skim through it because I knew what it was talking about, and it was just talking about the convention, how they changed during their lifespans of being friends and stuff.
I like how you can do this.
Please stop doing that. And that's really all this book was. Really heavy, and to be honest, when they said the end finally, I said, yes, finally, the end of all this heavy dialogue. It gave me a headache almost, because of trying to, because when you read all that dialogue, you kind of get a whole loop-de-loop. Be aware of this book. I'm giving you guys a heads up on that.
I don't know how you could do that.
I'm glad about
Age of Reptiles, Ancient Egyptians, 3 and 4. There's no dialogue to this book. It's all beautiful artwork, and I really love this book. I couldn't say enough good things about it. I mean,
but in this book, it just talked about how the reptiles.
There's one reptile couple. It looks like one of them's got like eggs. She's hatching her eggs, so she can't get up. So the husband or the father is protecting the nest, and this other dinosaur gets trampled. There's some crazy stuff in this book, but it's awesome. It doesn't need dialogue.
No, it doesn't.
It's a gorgeous book. I gotta give credit to the artist and the writer. It didn't need dialogue, and it's an amazing book. I love it every time I see it. There's one more issue to go only though. Oh yeah, and that's sad. It's sad that this is the pen. There's only one more issue to go, but really enjoyable read though. I really liked it. I would definitely recommend the book.
Alright, and next is your book.
Angel and Faith, Season 10, Issue number 17. Now, Angel is busy in Buffy's book right now, and there is a recap, actually, in this issue where he's talking with Faith for a little bit, and it recaps not this current Buffy issue, but the previous Buffy issue, moving into the issue that I just reviewed a couple of weeks ago. But Faith, the problem is there's still vampires loose in the school somewhere, and they're targeting kids, and something big is going on, and Angel still believes that however you say his name, Arceus, is connected to this somehow. So Faith stays on as a gym teacher to try to figure out what's going on. Mary, who witnessed the murder at the end of the last issue, was supposed to stay home from school, but she didn't. She ended up going to face the girls that have been harassing her for so long about wanting her in their club or whatever. Faith knows something's going on. And so does Fred. They both do. And Mary actually goes to the boyfriend of the girl who was just recently killed and wants to tell him the truth. Faith gets attacked by the vampire girls because they don't know if Faith is working with Mary or Mary told Faith something. And they find out that Faith is a slayer. And awesome action in this book, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like awesome.
And then the ending is the biggest twist, which I am not going to... I'm not going to say in this review. We'll talk about it in the next Angel and Faith issue. But let's just say that the boyfriend might just be part of this club that's going around in the school, and Mary is going to possibly play a very big role for this club. Let me just check before you go into that, Mike. I don't want to cut you off halfway through. Okay, keep going.
Okay, The Witcher, and I believe this is
The Witcher Fox Children.
Oh, Fox Children. I believe
issue 5 of 5. It's the last issue.
Oh, it is the last issue, yeah. And from what we saw in the last issue of the nudity with the fox and stuff like that, she came on the boat because she was coming for her self-proclaimed daughter and tries to take her away in the water. And the Witcher's trying to say, you know, that we did wrong of all this and I tried to protect her and I didn't do so. So that was wrong of me. And he just tells him to stand still and just show that you're not causing harm. And he has that medallion around his neck, which is how the fox is connected to Garrett, or however you say his name, because of the medallion that's around his neck. So, and then he's like saying, you know, or she's saying, I will come for you later, so mark my words. So there is a foreshadow that there's going to be another volume.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because of just that part alone there. And these people are stupid, the Witcher's shipmates. They just like saying, there's an island right there, let's jump in the water, and then in the water, all these things come up. I would not even do that because I know that there's these things in the water. I mean, if they used their heads to see in these issues that there were things in the water that would kill them, why would you do that? Why would you jump in the water just because the village is like a short swim away, but yet it's a one-way ticket of getting killed? So that was stupid of them. Mm-hmm. But that was my only one gripe of the book. But the fox does meet up with Garrett. I mean, I am skipping a little bit ahead because there's just all talking, where he meets up with her again, and he sees the girl that's alive, but she wasn't really dead. She was just pretending to play dead, actually. The daughter of her. So I know. I was like, that's exactly what I said when I saw that part. And now that that's you know, done now, that was just it. So he's just saying all this that I just saw and remember is just an illusion. I liked how it ended like that. Illusion. All is illusion.
Awesome book.
That was an awesome book. Definitely get a trade paperback of Fox Children of The Witcher, and also get the video game because I heard great stuff about that.
We have it. We have to play something.
I know, but
now a perfect connection and segue from Dark Horse into Dynamite. We have Red Sonja, Conan. I guess this is the second run.
Yeah, because
issue 1.
Yeah, and I thought that they weren't gonna bring him back, but apparently,
hey, if it works,
it's good.
Works.
Yeah, I'm happy about that because I liked volume 1 of Red Sonja and Conan. But the first story just goes a little bit, you know, about this wizard who is trying to take over powers of the prince and everything. and the whole city. He basically wants to take over, so to say. And then what happens is that we see Red Sonja and Conan, who are fighting together. Yeah, reunited and trying to fight in this war when they're like saying, you know, oh, you can't, you know, fight.
Either join us or we'll kill you.
Yeah, and then they just 1, 2, 3 just beat them, and that was it. And then after the wizard tries to get more of his army, Conan and Red Sonja heard about this during the night and said, okay, we got to get an army of our own, and we're going to go to war. After one of the people invaded there. Mm-hmm. So he's like saying, they want war, we're going to give them war with our own army. Perfect ending for that, for the first part of that. I loved it, and great to see the team of Conan and Red Sonja reunited once again.
Alright guys, and with that, give us just 2 seconds and we will be right back with the rest of this week's indie books. Alright, we're back now with The Spirit, issue number 2.
And in this issue, it's more relating to the 2 sidekicks of the Spirit, who is going to one of these spirits' arch nemesis, who might know about why the Spirit is dead. So one of the sidekicks go to him, and he's twisted and sadistic, this guy. I mean, with the vulture that he calls, what's her name?
Julia?
Julia, yeah. The vulture's named Julia. So one of the sidekicks that go there is just saying, you know, when was the last time you saw the Spirit? And he talks about the last time he encountered with the Spirit, and it gives like lots of action and great artwork too, by the way, credited to that. And he says, I have no idea how he died or why, but there's that. And there's a bit of a proposal that someone does to Ellen. And that you gotta read for yourselves to find out how and why for that reason. So, really great stuff.
This is awesome. The Shadow, Volume 2, Issue 1, written by Cullen Bunn, and it's $1 introductory issue, and it takes place right after Issue 0.
It does, actually,
of The Shadow.
And what this is about is that we get a little bit about the magician who passes away because of all the magic that he used. And then we get the Shadow, Carlini, I think that's his name was, that passed away. And then it takes place at the circus, and it does mention Issue 0 for that, where the Shadow's trying to say, you know, I'm looking for the person who kidnapped Harry Houdini and his wife, and I need to know answers because the Shadow knows, you know. I love how he says the Shadow knows. That's like his best punchline in almost every issue I've read of him. And it doesn't get annoying because it makes sense. He is the Shadow. And he's just trying to find out the information. And one of the people who he talks to becomes the musician in the end. But when you become a musician, or is it magician? I said musician. I'm sorry, magician. I'm got that confused. There's lots of prices to pay. That's very graphic with lots of blood. So yeah, it turns out it's a bloodbath for him in the end, sort of. So but yeah, it's a great detective. I like the detective-like setting of the book. It's really great, and I'm happy to see the Shadow still continue.
We Stand Guard, the only image book this week that I have. Issue number 2 was awesome. We get another flashback about when Amber was a child. We jump back to the present where now they're going to be going to the base, but they still don't trust her, so they blindfold her. And we get a little bit about what's going on in America. And I'll tell you, there's some really dark stuff. I swear, there's really dark stuff that goes on. Amber shows up at, I don't want to say what it is. Read this book. You got to. Interesting dialogue. So Amber ends up at the facility, the hidden underground resistance or Canadian resistance. Anyway, they still don't trust her, but they keep her there. And there's one of the resistance members actually gets captured by America in the end. That's the long and short of it. This really was, for me, it was, minus the dialogue part, it was a pretty quick read, but there's a lot of back and forth in the dialogue. There's a lot of new things. There's the mention of the basement, which is, I believe, where they keep the prisoners from Canada.
Wow.
So, and they are interrogating them to find out where the resistance stronghold is. So, just a lot of really awesome stuff. We Stand Guard is an awesome series. I would definitely recommend it. There's only 2 issues in right now, and it's really great. Artwork's awesome. Writing is awesome. You can't get any better than that.
All right.
So we're now on IDW for 3 books. We got Long Distance, issue number 3.
Yeah, and I could just sum this up. Wait, can you just go to the Carter and Lee? Okay. So basically it talks about the couples, you know, Carter and Lee, you know, doing their bound check wow on last issue. And then they're just talking about how they're just, you know, getting closer together. Like, it's basically that it's on again, they're meeting each other, and then that they can't meet each other, and then we get a little bit of their work schedule, along with doing business together, actually, and meeting Carter's friends and Lee's grandmother, who's actually a real character in this issue, just saying that, you know, if you break her heart, you know, I will hire someone to come after you. And I'm like, whoa, that's serious stuff for the grandmother for that action. But anyway, I like how it shows Carter's point of view as green and Lee's point of view pink. So that way we get a little bit of a, you know, that along with texting back and forth with each other. And, you know, it's just great just to see that, you know, connection with each other. And there was one part where they were talking about having a child, but not now, in like the future. So it's kind of, you know, and the saying the I love you, even though it's like a little bit too soon, but they feel that it's better to say it now. And it's just a really romantic book. And, you know, you could really... Oh, and then in the end of the book, though, Lee did receive some bad news from one of her friends, which...
really puts a suck at the end of the book.
Yeah, because she was really looking forward to it, and, well, it didn't work out the way she thought it would. But, you know, it's really interesting just see, you know, different points of views, and not just... all just together all the time. It's just sometimes together and separate. So, really great book. I'm really enjoying it. I thought it was going to be one of those books where it was all boring and stuff, but to be honest, it's romantic and it's great.
Alright, we've got The Fly, Outbreak, issue 5. I believe this is the last issue.
Yeah, and I think his name is Martin. Is it? Yeah, Martin, yeah. Basically, Martin's been infected by the fly syndrome, so he acts all like crazy in this issue with his infection, and he just kills the people who are trying to go after him, and it is just all over the place. And one of the girls that went in turned into like this alien-like sort of thing, which is relating to the fly syndrome of changing into these weird, freakish creature-like things. Beth, I think her name was. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and then afterwards it just goes into just other dialogues along with finding out some more information. Yeah, that's the end. And finding out some more information about this disease, so to say.
Wow, that was a quick ending.
It was really a quick ending. It didn't say to be continued or
no, it's over. That's the end.
Oh, it is over.
But still, that was kind of a very lackluster ending.
Well, yeah. But who knows? Maybe there'll be another volume.
Alright, we got Insufferable issue number 4. I didn't get to read it this time before Michael, so...
Well, in this one, it seems like Galadad got a very bad reputation in this book. Like, basically...
I got up to that. That was about it.
Yeah, it's like, basically, the father did everything before his son did. And his son, after he revealed who he was as Jared or whatever, he tries to save his, girlfriend from this guy, and everything that he did was just too late, and the father was always there before he was. So he's just having a breakdown, saying, my dad killed my mother, and I know he did because I have evidence. And the therapist is like saying, well, maybe he didn't. I think there's something that's going through his Galadad's father's mind. I can't remember what his name was. It's like a Notorious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that there's something possessing him that makes him do things that he really never did before. Like, I don't know. Like, I saw his character to be a little bit weird in this issue. So I think that there's something that's going through his mind that's making him do these things, because he just left his son in the house just saying, I don't care, I'm just going to leave you where you are in that next.
Yeah, because the son tried to give his identity out.
Well, yeah, that too, but I don't know. I think there's something...
could be. Very much could be.
Because I don't think he killed the mother. I think it was someone that framed him, probably. And we're going to probably find out who did that.
Alright, last issue. Bloodshot Reborn, issue number 5.
Yeah, and it just gets like a Punisher X book, or esque, however you say it. Thank you, each and every time. And it's just his adventures with Bloodsquirt. And Bloodsquirt's like saying, oh, come on, you're Bloodshot, you kill people, and there are people who are acting like you, you do this. And he's like trying to say, I'm not the person who you once knew. Can't you understand that? Which is what I could give you as a whole plot of the book. And Bloodsquirt's just, taking him around, just saying, all this of what you used to do, and you gotta get the nanities to get in your head. And Vera, I think, is his lover, finds out... Oh, by the way, there was a whole killing of Bloodsquirts of Ninjak, Livewire, and the Eternal Warrior. So, in squirt mode, not the real ones. And, because Bloodsquirt's trying to show him that killing is, all easy. So then that's where Vera, I'm going to say that's what her name is, finds out... Okay. Kept the girl who she didn't like in the last issue in the hotel. He's like saying, just kill her. And he's like saying, you know what, I'm going to kill you, Bloodsquirt. And Bloodsquirt says, well, if you kill me, then you're never going to see Kay again. So he's like saying, well, you know what, Kay, you're not real. Blam, the end. Both go. And then he asked Kay to look into his file just because he didn't want to open it because it's confidential. And just to read it to him before he turns into, Bloodshot with the nanities, if he should ever, how's the word? If he ever gets in, no, he's infected by, if he ever turns into Bloodshot, let's just say, with the red eyes.
Bloodshot again,
yeah.
It's probably...
Before he turns into him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really the basis of the book. So I guess him and Kay are now,
closer
separate.
Friends.
No, she left because he shot Bloodsport.
Oh right, I'm thinking of the girl that he's with.
Yeah, the girl he's with now.
He wouldn't kill the girl that he had in his hotel, right?
Because he trusts her and all that.
All right, guys, so that's it for this indie review. It's a very long review, a lot of books we got through.
A lot of books, yeah.
All right, with that, that's it. So don't forget to check out ComicFrontline.com, Zone4Podcast.com, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Stay tuned. The Big 2 review is coming soon. As time moves forward, you're going to be seeing this channel transition into its new layout. Don't want to just throw you guys or splash you guys with cold water and shock you guys. So slowly, we're going to transition to the new way of things on here.
Surely.
So by September, once episode 100 of this review happens, things will probably already be in motion for the full change. So, till then, guys, take care, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys really soon in the next video.
Later.
Take care.
Oh, go ahead.
Take care, everybody.
Later, everyone.